Aloha and welcome to this module on MongoDB. This is I think will be a really fun and interesting and short. You can see there's not a lot of stuff here in this module. That's because MongoDB turns out to be a very, very easy database system to learn. It's far easier to learn than MySQL and the other relational database systems. And so for this module, what will happen is first I want you to watch this very short screencast about MongoDB. It's only 7 minutes long, but it tries to put MongoDB into perspective of SQL versus NoSQL databases. I'm assuming that eventually you're going to take a real database class like ICS 321 and actually spend a whole semester learning about databases because there's so much important stuff to learn about databases, and we're not going to learn 95% of the important stuff about databases. Fortunately for this class, you only have to learn 5% of what you need to know about databases in order to build a very nice prototype application. And then as your knowledge of databases kind of fills in, you can build more production quality apps that are more scalable, more reliable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one of the coolest things about Mongo is that with very little knowledge, you can actually go pretty far. I like that. The other thing that's important about Mongo is actually the way it's implemented in Meteor. What you're going to discover is that what's really fascinating about the Meteor web application stack is that instead of the standard request response cycle, you're going to have a MongoDB application running on the server plus little Mongo applications running inside each browser that's running the client for your web application. And the goal of this particular module is to help you understand that idea of databases running on both the client and server, as well as a little bit about how we provide integrity in Mongo databases with schemas. Okay, so the very first experience, it's a very easy one. You're just going to bring up the default Meteor application and then run this command called Meteor Mongo to be able to look at the collections and documents and so forth on the server side. In the server process that's running Meteor, there is a MongoDB process that's running along with that. This experience gives you the sense of, or enables you to understand how to look at, inspect the contents of that MongoDB database, add documents to it, and so forth. And if you don't understand what a collection and a document is, this experience is going to help you learn that. Then, in the second one, you're going to start to learn how to understand the client-side Mongo database. And this is cool. We're going to install a plugin to Chrome Developer Tools that makes it easier to inspect Meteor DevTools, and then you'll create collections and documents and so forth. And you'll do this in Meteor with source code, and then you'll see it showing up on both the client and server side. Now, because you're learning this stuff as you do it, this is not a practice WOD in the sense that I'm not expecting you to try it once without seeing the screencast. Instead, what I want you to do is actually watch the screencast first to learn how this all happens, and then go ahead and make sure that you can do it. The final one is to talk about simple schema, and in more generality, how is it that you can constrain the set of documents in a Mongo database to actually make sure that it has the structure that you need it to have for your application to run correctly. And there's a couple packages in Meteor called Collection2 and Simple Schema, which work together to solve this problem in a very convenient, elegant way. And so the goal of this experience is to have you, work through that. So this is not, this module in general, it's, probably a couple hours work max, but my goal is at the end of it that you'll say, oh, I get it, how the database Mongo works with a Meteor application, and I get Mongo, and you can go on and start worrying about Blaze and, other issues in Meteor without being confused by the idea of databases. So have fun. I think you're going to like this module. See you soon.